Now, social media is something that's very, very important. If you're watching this video right now, you're probably on social media watching this video. So this video is just for you, because if you're on social media, you probably want to make your following grow. And even if you don't want to make your following grow, knowing the information that I'm about to give you next is going to help you to live a better life on social media. We've heard everything about the negatives of social media, how it harms your mental health, how it harms your emotional well-being and your emotional state, that you need to get off this thing called a phone. But what if you're trying to use social media for good? What if you're trying to use it for business, for promoting your music, promoting your artwork, just being on social media and actually enjoying it? How can you have a better experience on social media? So today I want to talk about the different personalities of the different social media platforms that exist, and how knowing their personalities can actually help you understand which platform is right for you. Now, this is not only going to help you to increase your following if you want to do that, it's also going to help you to understand and have a better time on social media because you understand the platform better. So I had the idea to do this video because I was speaking to my team and we were kind of discussing how we're going to grow our different social media channels. So I thought I'd do what Gary Vee says and just document instead of trying to create content. So I'll just document this because it's part of what we're going through right now, and I think it's very valuable for you to learn because, hey, I think our learning experience can be given to anyone and you can find out exactly what we're trying to do, and from that you can actually learn and see what you can do as well on social media platforms. So if you're an artist, if you're a musician, if you're an entrepreneur, a business person, and you're just interested in learning more about how to maximize social media, then stick around and I'm going to share some information with you that might help you think differently. So here's what my team and I were doing. If you've seen our social media platforms, you've probably seen us release videos in a different format, right? You've seen videos that are shorts, like 60 seconds. You've seen clips, which are maybe 3 to 6 or 9 minutes. And then you've seen the longer form content like this, which might go through for 20 or even 30 minutes. And this content is created for the benefit of the users of these different platforms, right? So we create these different clips in order to allow us to reach a different audience, because let's face it, most people don't have 30 minutes to sit down and watch a whole full-length video. Most people have a minute or two, and some might have 3 minutes or even 10 minutes when they're browsing the internet to watch a video that may be longer than 60 seconds. Maybe they want to get a bit more information. But we're not going to stop there. We're going to go even more in depth and go, how much more important is it for you to understand the different personalities of the social media platforms? What do I mean when I say that different social media platforms have different personalities? If you think about YouTube, for example, or you think about TikTok, for example, what comes into your mind? What do you think about when you think Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn? What comes into your mind? Now, here's what I've kind of studied and here's what I've seen from the content that we've posted on different platforms and how we've grown on different platforms, is that different audiences react completely differently according to different messages and different content types. So I'll give you an example. We created content for LinkedIn, for Facebook, for YouTube, for Instagram, and in different formats, right? We put this out there and we just kind of said, well, let's see which platforms respond better to our type of content. I've got a team that I'm working with, so it's easier for me to push all this content into 6 different directions and to go, let's see what sticks, let's just push it out there. So that's the first thing I would say, is that if you're trying to figure this out, if you can get a tool which can help you to maximize the bit of content that you have and push it out in different platforms, then you should use it. There's so many tools that you can use there to schedule your content, to organize your content, and to put it out at specific days and specific times on many different channels at the same time without having to post it on every single channel. So this is what we're currently going through in just testing out the content and seeing what content works best there, what content works best there, how are these users receiving our content here, and what do we need to do more of. So we're doing this exercise with my team and I'm saying to them, listen, just observe how many users or how many people watch the content, what type of content they are watching. And what we found is that for our type of content, LinkedIn was a very, very fruitful area for us to be in, because when we posted content on LinkedIn, people responded, people commented, people liked, people shared, reposted. From that, we got people that actually are interested in our business checking us out, right? And I was like, this is perfect. Now, this is even better for us because we have a system where we work with companies and affiliates and partners. So having a focus on LinkedIn for us was a very big priority, because part of the partners that we work with really are important as to how our business actually runs. These are people that actually connected to artists, people like record labels, people like studio owners, people that actually run publishing companies and things of that nature. So for us, it's very important for us to be on LinkedIn. It's very important for our content to be LinkedIn specific, not just in the context of what we're talking about, but also in the way that it's actually recorded and the way that it's put up. So we did a few things. We obviously made it into shorts, 60 seconds. We made it into the longer clips, the 3 to 9 minutes, and we made sure that we put captions on everything just to make sure that if you couldn't listen to it, you could at least watch it and read the text, right? So We looked at LinkedIn and we thought, okay, this is great because it's working for our business and it also works for our type of users that we want to build relationships with. So we were focusing on that. So now LinkedIn is obviously a very professional platform, right? It's a platform where you go to see other professionals, how they're working, what they're doing. So if you have a business or if you want to be the kind of artist that links up with record labels and things of that nature, then you want to be on LinkedIn as well. You're only putting content on LinkedIn so that you have some visibility there so that when people visit you on LinkedIn, they can see how professional you are, how well you work. And trust me when I say this, this is incredible social currency. If you didn't know about it now, I can tell you right now, there are people who have actually looked for me and said, hey, I want to work for you. Not just because I'm a nice person, but they actually saw the work ethic that we put into our platforms on social media. So when they saw that, they were like, you know what, this company does the right things, it's doing this, it's doing that. They will watch those videos and they'll say, you know what, I actually like what these guys are saying. I think I like what their culture is. So before I've even spoken to them, they've got a good idea of exactly who I am, exactly what our company stands for, what our culture is as well. And by watching that, that draws them in. So don't neglect social media. Social media is very, very important for you, even as an artist. Trust me, if I see an artist who's commenting on people's posts, who's responding, I'm like, yo, this person's good. I want to follow them because I want to be in their party. So let's talk about a platform that's not as professional. Let's talk about Instagram. So Instagram is oftentimes you'll find things that are slightly different. You find people who post very nice pictures, people that will post videos on Instagram, some people that post very informative posts, and some entertainment as well. Instagram is a lot more entertainment focused, and because it focuses more on posting stories and reels, things of a personal nature, Instagram is where you reach to people in their DMs, right? You've heard this statement before that, hey, I spoke to this person, I reached out to them in my DMs, or they reached out to me in my DMs. It's a really quick way to get personal with someone and get personal with your audience because, hey, if I have my phone with me here and I'm on Instagram, guess what I'm doing? I'm posting the things that I'm doing on a regular basis. In fact, I posted a picture of exactly what I'm doing today on Instagram. So if you're following me on Instagram, then you would see that. You'd have seen what I'm doing right now. And if you're not following me, then check me out on social media. So this is the power of Instagram, is that it's a more personal platform. You can post whatever you want, of course. But if you want to go more professional, you can also do that. You can also post more manicured pages. Like if you go to our 7th Century Music page, you see that most of the videos that are there are really finely edited. They're crafted specifically for our audience. So it's very, very useful for that as well. It also works very well for us for our business because, hey, we want to be the place where we can reach personally with our artists. So what you see on our Instagram page is more personal images of some of the relations that we have with some of the artists. And these are typically the images that do really, really well on a platform like Instagram. So when you're posting content on a platform like Instagram, I would say you want to be more personal. You want to interact with your audience. You want to post things that are more authentic. Things that are manicured are fine as well, of course. Like you have those social media influencers who post really nice pictures, really sexy pictures of cars, pictures of their body, their workout, whatever it is. So you can also go down the manicured route. But the important thing is that however you craft it, it has to be really personal and authentic. So Instagram is for personal content and very authentic content. Let's talk about a different platform. I was talking to one of my social media managers and I was saying to him, listen, when we're posting content on a platform like Twitter, for example, it's a place which has a lot of conversations going on. Less pictures, more conversations. You talked about how Twitter started with 140 characters. What this made people do is that it made people focus on exactly what they want to say and to get to the point. Right? So the purpose of this was actually to cut through the crap. So if you look at a platform like Facebook, where you could post reams and reams and reams of text, that's also useful in another way. Twitter, on the other hand, focused on just getting the point across as quickly as possible. Now, another cool thing about Twitter is, of course, that you can also reach out to people who are completely famous, who have millions of followers without even knowing them. That you can actually post something that someone agrees with and they can say, retweet that or like it or repost it, right? So there's great power in being on Twitter in that, a simple thing like a comment or a simple post about something that's trending, for example, can go really, really viral. So that's why we thought, let's try and engage more on Twitter. And here's another important thing about Twitter. Twitter is not just a platform like Instagram where you can just post content. People will follow you without you interacting back with them, right? Twitter is a platform which requires you to engage with people, which requires you to constantly interact with people, to retweet, to like, to reply, to respond to comments that have been posted elsewhere, and to specifically focus on things that are trending. If you can do this on Twitter, then you're going to be winning. Part of what we've been trying to figure out is how do we engage more with our audience on Twitter? We follow the people that are obviously interested in the things that we like to do, and we engage with those people. We retweet, we post, we talk about the things that are even controversial, because Twitter is very well known for being a place where everyone is, including politicians, business people, entrepreneurs, stars, and everyone of the like. So if there's anything if there's anything that's going on Twitter, and if there's something that you want to comment on and maybe you're passionate about, and even if it's something that's controversial, even if you want to argue with people, then Twitter is one of the best places to be for that. So if you're someone whose personality is all about, fighting, and being aggressive, and being someone that's really engaging with people and really feeding off of the energy of other people, then Twitter is one of the best places you want to be. Let's talk about one other big platform, which I love and most people love. We all love it. It's YouTube. Now, YouTube is one of those platforms which is so interesting because you can post anything on YouTube. You can post funny videos on YouTube. You can post cat videos on YouTube. You can post engineering videos. You can post very, very serious content, and you can post very, very funny, casual, even silly content on YouTube as well. It's just one of those platforms where almost anything goes and everything and anything can work if you're using YouTube. So I like YouTube because I think it's a great place to play. It's a great place to understand what your audience likes. It's one of the biggest platforms. There's billions of users on it. But because YouTube is one of those platforms which has a lot of information, a lot of content, it's also a platform that's very difficult to grow on in the terms of like just finding your niche, because there's so many people who are probably doing the same thing that you're doing and maybe doing it better, especially when you start out. So YouTube tends to be, if you look at the content creators that exist now on YouTube, a lot of them are producing things that are very, very high quality. Now, what this simply means is that if you want to compete with those people, you have to either produce things that are of a very high quality, produce a large volume of quantity. I heard a saying that in order to thrive and to be successful on YouTube, you actually have to produce about 1,000 videos. So it's more about reps. And the more you do it, the better you get. So that's another thing, the quality of your content in terms of like the subject matter, right? When you start out on YouTube, you probably won't be as good. Your content won't be as good. You might not have the best gear, the best setup. It might be plain and simple like mine is here. And you probably find that you don't have a good idea of maybe what you should be talking about. But through repetition, through constantly doing stuff, through looking at your competition sometimes as well, you can actually find your niche, find your strength in that, and then find where you fit in on YouTube. So I love YouTube. I think if you're trying to do content, put stuff out on YouTube, man. Even if you grow slowly, just be patient. Try and hit that 1,000 video mark. And if you can, then I think it'll be very, very hard for you not to succeed if you do that. YouTube also has a very cool thing called Shorts. We found that when we posted content as Shorts, a lot more people watched our content that way. Now, some of these people don't turn into followers, which is another big problem with YouTube, is that no matter how many views you get, you often have a very small percentage of people who actually subscribe to you. They might watch your content, but they might not subscribe to you. So don't be disheartened if you don't have a lot of subscribers. You probably have a lot more viewers than you have subscribers. So don't worry about that. But let's move on to a very popular trending platform, one that's called TikTok. Now, TikTok has taken the world by storm, for good and for bad reasons. TikTok is one of those platforms where I suppose you have a lot more Gen Zers, younger people that are posting content. It's well known for that because people that are on TikTok tend to be doing things that are short video, short format, 15 seconds even. That's to the point, very funny, very streamable. It's also very difficult to leave TikTok as well. So you're trying to scroll up and trying to exit the thing. It's like, you can't get out of the place, right? So TikTok is one of those platforms where I would say its focus is more on entertainment. So if you're looking at, trying to post funny videos, trying to post very informative videos, quick and informative videos, right to the point, bang, bang, bang. These are the points. This is why you should follow me. Now, just because there's quick content on TikTok, it doesn't mean that you can't post long form content. In fact, TikTok actually saw that users wanted to post more long form content. So they allowed people to post content even up to 10 minutes because they realized that the users that were on their platform actually wanted to use this function as well. So as much as TikTok is for entertainment, you find a lot of information on TikTok as well. You find a lot of politicians on TikTok, a lot of news, a lot of sports. You can find almost anything you want to find on TikTok. Just because it started off as a dance platform where people knew it for people being there because they used to just follow these dances and copy these dance craves, doesn't mean that you just have to go there and start dancing. You can also be there as a professional. In fact, a lot of businesses and a lot of professionals that are using TikTok to reach a wider audience. The great thing about TikTok as well is that it is actually very easy to find views and to reach a new audience, because the way the algorithm works on TikTok is that it's not limited to just the people that follow you, the people that subscribe to you. And this is one of the big problems with the last platform that I'm going to talk about, which is Facebook. So no surprise, Facebook, I've spoken about it last, typically because it's kind of lagging behind all these other platforms at the minute. It's not doing great in terms of like just reach, in terms of like reaching new users and new younger generations. It's pretty much regarded as a platform for boomers and old people, essentially, right? Facebook hit the ground by storm. It's a very big platform, billions of users still. But because Facebook is so big, it means that it moves a lot slower. It doesn't adapt as quickly. So what we find is that when we're on Facebook and we have a page with followers, the content that we post on Facebook only reaches the followers that we have. Now, this is because Facebook has made the decision to focus more on ad revenue, right? So what they actually want to encourage you to do is to spend money to reach your audience. Now, again, this goes in complete opposite to TikTok, where you don't have to spend any money to be on TikTok. In fact, you can make a lot more money being on TikTok, posting your content, going viral, and TikTok pays you for people watching your content. That's pretty amazing, right? Facebook, on the other hand, charges you to get people to watch your content. And even when you do a lot of work and you build up a following and you build up your own social media page and you got hundreds and thousands of people on there, it still is very difficult to reach those people. Facebook doesn't automatically allow them to see your content. So if there's one platform that I'd say you should probably focus least on, it's probably Facebook, because it's just a little bit more different and a little bit more difficult to reach a new audience. Now, I will say this, however, there's things going for Facebook. Facebook is still a good platform for watching those longer form videos. Sometimes you go on Facebook and you see someone do a Facebook Live. I think it's still very good for doing a Facebook Live. I think they're trying to push that as being one of the main sort of functions of Facebook. So Live is very good to get into a new audience. So if you do go on Facebook and you post a live, then a new audience will find you. Facebook is also good for posting slightly longer form content. In other words, if you're writing text, things that are a bit longer than 140 or 240 characters, then Facebook might be the platform for you, because you can post a little bit longer text. You can create a post even, and then turn that post into a kind of like an ad, right? So we post content on there to make sure that we maintain a presence, so that when people are looking for us as a company, they're able to see us, they're able to see our company reviews, they're able to see how people interact with us, they're able to see what people say about our company. One of the best things that Facebook has for it is groups. It actually allows your audience to be in a specific space that Facebook manages, and because people are already on Facebook, they don't have to log in again into another platform. So we find that Facebook is pretty good for this reason. You can put people in groups, and depending on how well you engage with them, that means that it's easy for you to manage that audience. You can restrict certain things, you can allow people to post, restrict them from posting, you can create ads within that group, you can create challenges within that group, you can create lives within that group. So as a community builder, Facebook is actually one of the best places to be, because, hey, like I said, most people have a Facebook login, because if you have Instagram, you probably have to have a Facebook login as well. So Facebook, not so good for reaching a new audience, but you should still kind of think about maintaining it and using it just to maintain a presence. And especially if you want to have a community, Facebook might be one of those places where you want to go. Now, there's another platform called Discord as well. You might want to check that out if you're more interested in building communities. It's a new platform. I think in many ways it has much more powerful tools than Facebook does. The challenge with Discord is that not a lot of people are on it. It's pretty much a platform that's pretty new, and even though it's pretty new, it's got hundreds of millions of users on it. But to use Discord, you kind of have to be a little bit more technical to use it. So that's a challenge for Discord, but check that out as well if you're interested in starting communities. So let's wrap it up and let's look again from the top about the different kind of platforms and the different personalities. We talked about LinkedIn, right? Really professional platform. You want to be on there if you want to enhance your professional profile. We talked about Instagram. Instagram is great for being more personal. So where LinkedIn is more professional, more detached, Instagram is more personal. You can get people's DMs. You can get to really know people and who they are. Fantastic for that reason. And then we talked also about YouTube, right? YouTube is great because it's a platform where you can post pretty much anything you want. There's so many followers on there that you can grow. In the sky's the limit. As soon as you get your niche and you understand where you sit on YouTube, the sky's the limit for you. It's a fantastic platform. Post anything you want. Post short form, post long form content. Absolutely great platform, especially for podcasts. We spoke about Twitter as well, right? Twitter, more controversy, right? More argumentative, things that are of a more controversial nature on Twitter. You can actually reach a wider audience by simply going viral if you do the right things on Twitter as well. Very powerful platform. Reach is very easy to get if you know what topics are trending and you know how to interact with people on Twitter. Great platform for being more extroverted, if you like, and for interacting with a larger community in a very, very easy way. And then, of course, we've got TikTok. A lot of controversy with TikTok. It's the platform that was known for all those dance moves and all those famous dance moves. Kids enjoy it. But now it's becoming a platform that's also very useful for artists, creatives, and also business people. So if you want easy reach, definitely look at going on TikTok, because it's one of those platforms which you can really reach a wide audience because of the algorithm is so friendly. And then, of course, lastly, Facebook. We've spoken about it. It's one of those platforms. It's old. It was really good, really strong at a certain point, but now it's at that point where it's kind of struggling a little bit. And it's not that it's not useful. It's useful for a lot of people, especially if you're someone who wants to build groups, things of that nature. Facebook is really useful for you for community, right? So that's my take on the different personalities of all the social media platforms and how you can think about which platform you want to be on. What do you really want to do? Do you want to be more professional? Do you want to be more friendly? Do you want to be more casual? Do you want to be funnier? And let me offer you one more thing as well. don't be afraid to do all these platforms all at once because, hey, I'm not just professional. I'm professional, but I also like to have fun, right? So if you're someone who wants to showcase all your different personalities in all their glory, then what you can think of doing is using all the platforms that appeal to your personalities, right? Plural, in different ways. So if I'm posting content on TikTok, for example, I might post more authentic content, or on Instagram, I might just post content from my phone because this is real, this connects with people, and this kind of content will really, really do well on Instagram and TikTok. But if I'm on LinkedIn, I want to develop more professional kind of content, then I might do this where I set up a camera like this. I record myself talking with a nice, good setup and a nice microphone, and people on that platform will take me seriously because they can see that I take what I do seriously. So don't be afraid of changing around the type of content that you make on the different platforms to suit the platform. But you have to understand the personality of the platform in order to actually use your own personality to thrive on that platform as well. So that's my take on social media platforms, personalities. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you learned from it as well. And if you like this video, then please subscribe. It lets us know that what we're doing here, what we're releasing here is valuable to you. And listen, I'd love to interact with you guys. I'd like to build a community with you guys. I'd love you to be a part of our community at 7th Century Music as well. I release one video like this at least once a week. And then throughout the week, we release a lot of other videos. So make sure you subscribe. Check out our other social media platforms. If you don't like being here, I'm sure that we can find you somewhere else in our other platforms where we are. So make sure you follow us there as well. Thanks very much for your time. Love as always. Take care. Bye-bye.